Barakatah Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Racha Kodash. Welcome to another live lesson. The name of this one is When the Time Comes. As you can see, this is a supermarket. Not sure which supermarket or where, doesn't really matter. But as you can see, the shelves are bare there and here also. And this whole situation that is happening worldwide is pretty much putting a stranglehold on the supply chain. And pretty much what that's going to cause is it's going to cause famines. It's going to cause a squeeze, and desperation on these people out here, especially Jake. And I was reading, going into the history with King David, after he was forced to flee from Jerusalem because his son Absalom, pretty much chased him out and his men out of there. And pretty much he was in the wilderness, and when I was reading through it, it just made me think of these times, because as he was in the wilderness, you had people bringing him food, bringing him wine, bringing him raisins, summer fruits, just bringing him supplies, bread and different things of that nature for him, for his men, for the people. And it made me think of, these times now where when all hell breaks loose and, things, the whole system collapses within itself, and, they bring in the MOTB, and, if you're not a part of the system, you won't be able to eat, so on and so forth. Somehow, some way, the Lord is going to make a way for us, to be taken care of, because we, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai and the inspiration of the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, we have been, keeping the word of his patience, as it says here in Revelation 3:10. It says, because thou hast kept the word of my patience. See, and this is the key. This is why it says, he that endureth to the end, the same shall be saved. It also says that, blessed is that servant whom when his Lord cometh shall find so doing. Because those are the ones that will be rewarded. And the Lord said that he's not unrighteous to forget our deeds in love, that we minister unto the saints. So the Lord is not going to forsake, his people that are following and trying to do the best that they can, to be, pleasing in his sight. So it says, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation. And that hour of temptation is coming, and a lot of Israelites, we just deal with Israel because these are the people of the Lord. A lot of Israelites are going to falter in that day, because they're going to be they're not going to be protected. They're not going to have the seal of the Lord upon them. They're not going to be able to withstand what's coming, because they haven't been doing the work of the Lord. They haven't been doing what they're supposed to do, even though they are doing what they're supposed to do, because that's the lot that was given unto them. And this is where understanding comes in. So it says, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world. And this word world here is oikumene, which means the whole entire globe, to try them that dwell upon the earth. And this word earth here is gay or gi, where you get the word geo, which is also the whole entire earth, the whole entire planet. All right. So these two words, world and earth, are pretty much synonymous with each other in this particular case. So this is going to be a worldwide event. This is why we see things happening worldwide. This thing, is a world event. It's not a country. It's not a continent. It's not a small area. It's the whole entire world, because they have plans on, capturing and making the whole world slaves. If you're not a part of the 1%, if you're not a part of the international banking families, then they want serfs. You know, you got the super rich and the super poor, and that's what they want. And anybody that doesn't comply with the mandates of this new system that they're looking to set up in place will be shut out. You know, just like the movie Demolition Man and others. So, like I said, I was reading about King David and how being in the wilderness, you know, he was weary, the people were weary, they were chafed in the spirit. But then you had people that were still bringing him supplies, you know, wine and, you know, raisins, summer fruits. They were bringing him bread, you know, butter, you know, and just different things to sustain the king, you know, and that made me think about these times now. So I got a couple of precepts going to go into. First, we're going to start off with Matthew 6:31. Therefore, take no thought, saying, what shall we eat, or what shall we drink, or wherewithal shall we be clothed? For after all these things do the Gentiles seek. And that's really, when you get down to the nuts and bolts of it, like the scriptures say, the gods of the nations are idols. But really, the God that they really serve, these nations, Esau and the other nations, pretty much is, you know, money. You know, they serve money. That's why the scriptures say you can't serve the Most High and Mammon. You know, because either you will love the one or hate the other. So pretty much these nations, their God is really money. Bottom line. It says, for your heavenly Father knoweth that you have need of all these things, right? Because he knows that we're but flesh. You know, he knows that the body has to eat in order to remain healthy. Otherwise, the body breaks down, you know, starvation kicks in, the body starts to eat itself, and so on and so forth. So the Lord knows that. So in knowing that you don't think he has supplies and different things set up for us when that time comes, it says, but seek ye first the kingdom of the Most High, see, and his righteousness. And this is what we're doing now through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Shai. That's why Yahweh Shai said, which he's speaking here, Yahweh Shai said, you know, because you have kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation. It says, and all these things shall be added unto you, right? Because the scriptures say, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word of the Most High. True. You know, but the body also needs, you know, sustenance. It needs, you know, food to sustain it. So the Lord said, you know, seek the kingdom of the Most High and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto thee, or unto you. All right. So when the time comes and this is a reality and starvation is hitting these streets, you know, the men and the women that have been faithful to Yahweh Bashem Al Shai will be taken care of in these times. They won't have to worry about this, you know. So it says, take therefore no thought for the morrow, for the morrow shall take thought of the things of itself. Right. So we're living day by day. This is why in the prayer that Yahweh Shai gave to his disciples, our Lord's prayer, it says, what? Give us this day our daily bread. You know, that's, you know, stuff to sustain us for that day. We can't really worry about tomorrow, because it says sufficient unto the day is the evil thereof, because every day has its own trials or tribulations and different things that come with it. You know? So as the name of the title is, when the time comes, we'll be taken care of. Lord's will, we be the elect, you know, and we are doing what the elect would be doing, you know, and Lord's will, we endure to the end. Psalms 37. Yeah, this is a good one here the brother put up. Psalms 91:14, because he hath set his love upon me, therefore will I deliver him. I will set him on high, because he hath known my name. That's right. And before I read this, see, one of the clues of knowing what's going to happen in these times is already written. This is... Let's see. Right here, Matthew 24. I start at 6. And you shall hear of wars and rumors of wars, which we see that going on. See that you be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be famines, see, and pestilences. We see all this stuff going on right now, and earthquakes in diverse places, pretty much all over the world. All these are the beginning of sorrow. So you have to look at it as a woman that is in her pregnancy, right? She's in the 9th month. She's at the end of her, she's at the end of her pregnancy, and she's about to have the baby. And once the contractions start, they keep going. They usually keep going, and what we're seeing right now is just the contractions of this birth, and the birth being the deliverance and the destruction of this place. So that's what we're seeing right now. So you get a little pain here, a little pain there. That's why it says those are the beginning of sorrows, because a woman knows when she's about to have her child, because she starts having contractions, her water breaks, so on and so forth. And then the closer it comes to the baby being delivered, the closer the contractions come, and more frequent that they are. All right. So let's go to Psalms 37:16. It says, "A little that a righteous man hath is better than the riches of many wicked." Why? Because the righteous man, although he only has a little, but he has great faith, and he has works towards the Most High. That's what makes him righteous, right? For the arms of the wicked shall be broken, right? So it doesn't matter if people have things stored up. You have people that are super rich that have all kind of stuff stored up, that if the whole system was to collapse today or tomorrow, they would be able, they could go years without having to go to a store, or buy anything, because they're self-sufficient, but that self-sufficiency that they have, the Lord can use that and give it to us. See? It says, "But the Lord upholdeth the righteous," because the Lord loves the righteous. It says, "The Lord knoweth the days of the upright, and their inheritance shall be forever. They shall not be ashamed in the evil time," because evil times are coming. Got 2 precepts that came to mind. Hopefully I can remember them both. So let's go here. The time of the end. And this is what we're approaching, man. We're approaching the time of the end. It's over. Daniel 12:1. "And at that time shall Michael stand up." Was this the one? No, I'm sorry. This wasn't it. This is good, though. This is good. But it's really Ecclesiastes 12:1. But that's a good one, though. Ecclesiastes 12:1. "Remember now thy Creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them." This is the evil days is talking about the times we're coming into right now, and also talking about, when people get older, they come to a point where they're getting ready to go into their grave, so we have to remember the Lord in the days of our youth, so the evil days are coming. And it, it goes into, what's going to take place in these evil days. So let's go from there to the next precept, which is 2 Timothy 3:1. "Difficult times will come." Beautiful. Check that out. It says, "This know also that in the last days perilous times shall come." So we're coming into the perilous times. We're not there yet. The time of Jacob's trouble, which let's get that real quick, and then we'll come back to that word. I'm about to put Jacob. Jeremiah 30:7, because it says this, "Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble," which we're like in the beginning stages of it, but not really, because it's going to really break out. It says, "But during the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it." Because this time of trouble is going to be perilous, as we're reading here in the book of 2 Timothy 3:1, which the word for perilous is kalepos. It means hard to do, to take, to approach, right? And you have to remember, as the saying goes, good times make weak men. So this society, America, especially this side of the world, and really, I'll say more so America, because down in South America, and Mexico, and, other places like that, the life that they live is not an easy life. Everything is tough. See, here in America, the so-called American public, they're used to, everything being handed to them. Whether it be welfare, whether it be food stamps, whether it be unemployment benefits, Social Security benefits, different things like that, or whether it be the convenience of fast food stores, your drive-up windows, your supermarkets. They always have plenty, and everything is on demand. To where if you take longer than 5 minutes to get somebody's food, they're coming through the drive-through window, to get their shit and tear shit up. This is the impatience that this system sets up. Back in the days before you ate, you had to get the sheep or whatever it was, strip it, clean it, drain it, wash it, season it, cook it. Everything took time. So you're talking about a process of maybe 3-4 hours before you could actually even eat. And that's cutting it, even close. But now if you spend 5 minutes without having to shovel something down your throat, people get, they get crazy. The brother from Mexico says, en Babilonia no están acostumbrados a inflación o hambre. That's right. He said in Babylon, which is America, they're not used to inflation or hunger. And he said over there, yes. Por eso Yahweh Bashem Yahushua tiene que mandar terremotos, por ejemplo. So he's saying that the Most High has to send, earthquakes. So it's true. When you go to different places around the world, people are struggling. But here in America, everything is convenient. Everything is done convenient. So the times are going to come where these perilous times are going to be things that are going to be hard to do, to take, to approach, especially someone that's used to living a pampered life. Everything given to them, everything at their disposal. And this is why the average American is obese. Because of this easy way of living, this sumptuous way of living, these dainties that they have here, which is fat. That's in the book of Revelation 18, where it speaks about their dainties, it goes back to the Greek word lipos. It's, or something along those lines, but the word lipos is in there, which is fat. And that's your donuts, your cakes, your cookies, your ice creams, your hot dogs, your hamburgers, your French fries, drizzle with cheese and all kind of madness, And this is a very careless way of living. People don't take care of their diet. Most people don't take care of their diet. They just shovel anything down their throat. And that's why when the time comes, these perilous times, they're gonna catch hell. Because you have some people that can't go half hour without eating something. Every 5 minutes, they got to shovel something in their mouth. So just imagine when the shit crunches down. These people are going to be in trouble. And if you're not on the side of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, you're going to be in trouble. But those that have been laboring for the Lord, that doing, the things that the Lord requires of them, they're going to be taken care of. That's why the name of the lesson is When the Time Comes. And as I said earlier, when I was reading through King David and how he had to flee his own kingdom into the wilderness with his men, with the people. You had women there, you had people that fled with the king. You had priests, and what happened was in that struggle that they were going through, you had people bringing them food, taking care of them. So it says, hard to bear, troublesome, dangerous, harsh, fierce, savage. So going back here, Psalms 37:19, they shall not be ashamed in the evil time. Yeah, because we're going to be taken care of. And in the day of famine, they shall be satisfied. Let's look up this word evil time. Not happy times, not 1-800-happy times. Inside joke. What's that number again? 1-800-happy times? They shall not be ashamed in the evil time. Okay, evil is rye. bad, evil, bad, disagreeable, malignant. So evil times are coming. So now let's go from there to Isaiah 33:13. It says, hear ye that are far off, what I have done, and ye that are near, acknowledge my might. The sinners in Zion are afraid. Fearfulness hath surprised the hypocrites, right? But the elect are going to be straight. The elect are still going to be nervous. As the scriptures say, when the Lord delivers the elect, they're going to be frightened, but still going to give glory. But it's going to be a difference. Because wisdom and knowledge, which you can read up above in this chapter, wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times and strength of salvation. It says, who among us shall dwell with the devouring fire? Who among us shall dwell with everlasting burnings? Yeah, because Jake ain't going to be able to deal with that, what's coming. It's only through the graces of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai that any Israelite is going to make it through. It says, he that walketh righteously and speaketh uprightly, he that despiseth the gain of oppressions, that shaketh his hands from holding of bribes, that stoppeth his ears from hearing of blood, and shutteth his eyes from seeing evil, he shall dwell on high. And when the scriptures speak about dwelling on high, it's talking about being in a position to where you won't be able to be touched. For lack of better words, having a force field around you. Let me just type that in, see what the definition for force field says. Okay, it doesn't really say much, but let me see. Fucker. I guess this is good enough. Let me see if I could get a better one. Just bear with me 1 second. All right. You know what I'm going to do? This is what I'm going to do. See if it comes up here. Nope. Doesn't come up there. All right. All right. So I guess we'll just go with this one here. It says force field. A force field is an area of energy such as magnetic energy that surrounds an object or place. And what's the purpose for the surrounding of it? For protection. It says a giant force field that protects the planet from solar winds. So it's an energy that comes around individuals to protect them from harm. So going here, it says he shall dwell on high. His place of defense shall be the munition of rocks. Right. In other words, you're gonna be protected by the greatest fortification of all, which is the power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. And the scriptures say that the angels of the Lord encamp around them that fear him to deliver them. And then a brother just put up Psalms 91. I believe I read that. The brother Kingdom Within, if he can put that precept back up, that Psalms 91 one. Matter of fact, I got it right here. Right here. Boom. Psalms 91:14. Because he hath set his love upon me, therefore will I deliver him. I will set him on high because he hath known my name. Right. He that, matter of fact, let's get that real quick. Before we read on here, get rid of this. Go back here. Psalms 91. Just read the first verse. It says, he that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. That's where straight up protection comes from everything that's coming down the pike. And right here it says security of the one who trusts in Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai. I will say of the Lord, he is my refuge and my fortress, my power. In him will I trust. Surely he shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler and from the noise and pestilence. And this is going into the chariots, being delivered into the chariots. But at the same time, in the midst of that, the path leading to salvation, there's a lot of perils and pitfalls that are going to be coming that the Lord is going to protect his elect from. All right, so going back to Isaiah 33:16, he shall dwell on high, his place of defense shall be the munition of rocks. Bread shall be given him, his waters shall be sure. See? Bread shall be given him, his waters shall be sure. So let's go now to Isaiah 65:8. Thus saith the Lord, as the new wine is found in the cluster, and one saith, destroy it not, for a blessing is in it, so will I do for my servants' sakes, that I may not destroy them all. Salakia. So the Lord has a remnant that he's going to protect. And I will bring forth a seed out of Jacob, and out of Judah an inheritor of my mountains. And mine elect shall inherit it, and my servants shall dwell there. Yeah. And this seed are what? The elect. There's a scripture in the Apocrypha where it speaks about a cluster. The Lord had kept a cluster. It's in 2nd Ezra. I'm not sure what chapter. If brother knows where it's at, if he could post that, that would be perfecto. It says, and Sharon shall be a fold of flocks, and the valley of Achor a place for the herds to lie down in, for my people that have sought me. It says, this is a good one. I read above this, but this is good right here. Psalms 37:39 to 40. But the salvation of the righteous is of the Lord. He is their strength in a time of trouble. That's right. Beautiful. Brother got it right here. Matter of fact, I'll read this one first, brother from Australia. Ecclesiastes 2:8. Ye that fear the Lord, believe him, and your reward shall not fail. That's right. And here goes this precept here. 2nd Ezra 9:21. And I saw and spared it greatly, and have kept a grape of the cluster and the plant of a great people. Con. Brother from Australia put it up again. Beautiful. So it says that this particular cluster is going to be straight. As we read, the bread shall be given him, and his water shall be sure. It says, for my people that have sought me. See, that's the point. Let's read it again. And Sharon shall be a fold of flocks, and the valley of Achor a place for the herds to lie down in, for my people that have sought me. See, seek ye the Lord while he may be found. Because not every Israelite is going to find the Lord, and not every Israelite is going to be protected, and not every Israelite is going to do good in these times. It says, but ye are they that forsake the Lord. So this is dealing with the 2/3, and also, Israelites that just forsook the Lord in general. Because when we deal with the 2/3 and the 1/3, that's only dealing here in Babylon the Great. Because there's going to be Israelites all over the world that's going to suffer certain judgments from the Lord. And some of them that will be protected. But as a whole here in America, 2/3, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left. It says, but ye are they that forsake the Lord, that forget my holy mountain. Right. That prepare a table for that troop. And who's the troop? Esau. And the table that they're preparing from, what? Is his philosophies, whether it's plantation Christianity, their economic system, their governmental system, so on and so forth. Who's holding this society up? Jake. In that movie, Spook Who Sat by the Door, they were saying something about, I forgot how they put it, to do something to Jake, and they said, no, we can't do that because we tried to do that, and pretty much when at that time, when Jake, according to the movie, when Jake didn't go to work, it shut everything down in that area. Because Jake is pretty much the backbone of this country. They're running their everything. They're the ones at the airports, checking in bags. They're the ones, driving the city buses. They're the ones in the I forget what they call it, but in the subways, in the different trains, and just holding it down. So if Jake was to fall back and what's that called, protest against the system was shut down. So they're preparing a table for that troop, and that furnish a drink offering unto that number, right? Because the drink offering is what? These false philosophies, plantation Christianity, the American dream, and the offering is given to who? To that number, the 2/3. It says, therefore will I number you to the sword, and they have been numbered to the sword. All you have to do is read Zechariah 13, 8 and 9. And you shall all bow down to the slaughter, because you ain't going to be able to escape it, because the Lord is not going to protect you. Because when I called, you did not answer. When I spake, you did not hear, but did evil before mine eyes, and did choose that wherein I delighted not. And this is why the Lord is going to bring judgment upon you Israelites out there that refuse, to adhere to his words. Therefore thus saith the Lord power, behold, my servant shall eat, but you shall be hungry. Behold, my servant shall drink, but you shall be thirsty. Behold, my servant shall rejoice, but you shall be ashamed. Because the first scripture that came to mind when I was reading about King David earlier was this in Isaiah 33. Thy bread shall be given him, and his waters shall be sure. But I thought it said his bread shall be sure. But it's dealing with the same thing. Bread shall be given him, his water shall be sure. So the elect are going to be straight. It says, right, this is a beautiful one right here. This is Bel and the Dragon, 133. Now there was in Jewry a prophet called Habakkuk, who had made pottage and had broken bread in a bowl, and was going into the field for to bring it to the reapers. It says, but the angel of the Lord said unto Habakkuk, go carry the dinner that thou hast into Babylon unto Daniel, who is in the lion's den. See? So he, so even in the heart of peril, the Lord protects his men. It says, behold, my servant shall sing for joy of heart, but you shall cry for sorrow of heart, and shall howl for vexation of spirit. Because if Jake goes into a store and it looks like this, and there's nothing there, what are they going to go into? Panic. Panic. Because they had no other recourse. But now, a man of the Lord, a woman of the Lord, will see something like this and will, at first it might, get a little nervous, but then they'll be like, well, the Lord said he's going to, take care of us. So we're looking for how the Lord is going to do it. Or what the Lord is going to do. All right, so let's go from there. Let's go to Job 5 and 19. It says, he shall deliver thee in 6 troubles, because we're in the 6th trouble now. We're at the ending of the 6th trumpet, about to go into the 7th. And once the 7th trumpet blows, it's over. It says, he shall deliver thee in 6 troubles, yea, and 7 there shall no evil touch thee. Because the evil that's coming to this planet is going to be fucked up. Well, not fucked up in the sense, but it's going to be tragic, should I say. I put it in those words. Because it's the judgment of the Lord. There's nothing fucked up about the judgment of the Lord. It's going to be tragic. But the elect are going to be straight. It says, in famine he shall redeem thee from death, and in war from the power of the sword. See? So when everybody else is catching hell, the elect are going to be good to go. So when the time comes, the elect will be straight. And the last precept I have on this is Luke 12 and 22. And he said unto his disciples, therefore I say unto you, take no thought for your life, what you shall eat, neither for the body what you shall put on. The life is more than meat, and the body is more than raiment. Consider the ravens, for they neither sow nor reap, which neither have storehouses, neither have storehouse nor barn. And that's another thing. The storehouses are going to be empty. That's why the shelves in these different places that you buy food at are going to be empty. And the Most High feedeth them. How much more are ye better than the fowls? Right, because these fowls, they're pretty much on a day-to-day basis, they're going out there looking for their food. They don't really have, they ain't really too many, there ain't really that many animals that have a storehouse. No. It's like day by day they go out and get their food. And the Lord feeds them. It says, and which of you with taking thought can add to his stature 1 cubit? If you then be not able to do that thing which is least, why take ye thought for the rest? Right, because the least thing with spiritual power is to add, height to yourself. So if we can't do the least thing as adding height to ourselves, why are we taking thought for the rest? That's what the Lord is saying. Consider the lilies, how they grow, they toil not, they spin not, and yet I say unto you that Solomon in all his glory was not arrayed like one of these. If then the Most High so clothe the grass which is today in the field and tomorrow is cast into the oven, how much more will he clothe you, O ye of little faith? And seek not ye what you shall eat or what you shall drink, neither be ye of doubtful mind. For all these things do the nations of the world seek after, and your Father knoweth that you have need of these things. But rather seek ye the kingdom of the Most High, and all these things shall be added unto you. So when the time comes, we're going to be straight. Just like King David, when he was forced to flee out of his own kingdom by his son Absalom, and him and the mighty men that were with him and the people that were with him, you had other people bringing them stuff, bringing them food, to comfort them so that they can keep their strength up. All right. So when the time comes, the elect are going to be straight. So with that, I pray that you brothers and your few sisters have been edified. To the next time I say, Shalom.